That's awesome. I want to just read that whole book now. So that's great. Thank you so much. And so now, in the tradition of, which is a new tradition, of novel night, before we have the open mic, somebody from Malvern is going to talk about a book, and that will be Becky, and she's going to talk about a book.
All right. Hi, I'm Becky Garcia. I'm the manager here at Malvern, and tonight I'm going to be talking about. You told me to wrap it up now. I'm not going to even look at you, Joe. Tonight I'm going to be talking about Vacation by Deb Olin Unferth. And Unferth has written novels, short stories, and a memoir. She has received 3 Pushcart Prizes, has been published in Harper's, the New York Times, McSweeney's, and the Boston Review, among others. She currently teaches in the MFA program here at UT Austin. So the book Vacation, reading Vacation made me remember how I felt watching a Seinfeld episode. One scene overlaying another with the crazy connections that led me to say, oh no, you know, when I'm watching all these crazy things happen. Unferth's style, one reviewer referred to it as fractured narrative, tends to play rather fast and loose with punctuation and grammatical rules, and it bounces through time in a definite non-linear fashion. But her phrases really hang together and paint such interesting pictures that you often have to read them twice because you really want to make sure you haven't missed anything. So here's one example. Is there something you want to say to me that could be an accusation or a threat, she said. Because if so, please do, she said. Let's see this fault of mine. Where is it? Woman, walker, slack rope artist, shilly-shallier. Where is it, she said. Myers, anyone could have seen him there, enclosed within paint, insulation, flooring, and ceiling. A wife with one hand raised in exasperation, her mouth opening and closing. Well, she said. The whole paper caboodle of city hung on the sky behind her. Well, she said. Anyone could have seen him not say. I found the style incredibly engaging, even while I went back to reread a paragraph to make sure I understood who was speaking. And when it made sense, when I actually got it, there was an enjoyment and a satisfaction that I wonder if I'd actually had if she had made it easy. This novel, that simply stated, is about following people. It's a series of coincidences, impulses, and missteps that takes these characters on a journey of strangeness that I'm sure they'd never envisioned. Because as characters go, they all start out pretty average, or so they would appear. And then they start their journeys and take me along, even as I can't quite believe they're going where they do. So it starts normally enough. It's something that happens all the time. One man's marriage breaks, and he moves to a new town, a new job, and moves in with an acquaintance. He ends up walking the streets at night after work to stay out of their shared apartment. But unbeknownst to him, there is a woman following him, drawn to him, and following her is her husband. And none of that has anything to do with a vacation. But when the husband does leave, this is the woman's husband who is following the man, he takes an unplanned trip he calls a vacation to find the man being followed, ends up thousands of miles away with a violent intent, to the surprise of his wife, his boss, and himself. So here's a little example of the kind of style of this. So the man has already left, taken his vacation, and he's made a call to his boss. The regional manager had many interesting questions. What happened to you yesterday? Was it a magic trick? A sleight of hand? Did you forget to pull yourself out of a hat? I don't need to tell you, this is not the finest time for fun. Myers in Syracuse, one arm running the length of the hotel room desk. Where's Myers today? I said to everyone. Does anyone see him pushed up against a wall around here? Did he get stuck in a manila envelope? I should have called sooner, Myers said. I'm in the wrong here. The important thing is we're speaking now. The regional manager made many interesting statements. The important thing is yesterday's absence and the ibid of that today, and the fact that my caller ID is showing me a number which does not match the number of your office phone, and of which I do not recognize the area code. That is the important event in your life today. Yes, I need to talk to you about that, said Myers. Now's the time, the world awaits. I'm taking a vacation day. What vacation? You've been in our employ 4 months. You don't get any vacation. You get a vacation in August. I'm taking one yesterday and one today. Myers looked at his watch. And one tomorrow. You take a vacation in August. You apply for it like everyone does. You submit a form 6 weeks in advance. We plan for your absence. Melanie can mind my work. Melanie cannot mind your work. Melanie is busy minding Melanie and Melanie's work. I'm taking a sick day in that case. What sick days? You take sick days when you're sick. So which is it? Are you sick or are you on vacation? I'm both, said Myers. Listen, it's both. I'm leaving my wife. In the first month Myers followed her, they fought about light switches as well as lights. Dimmers, 3 levels. They fought about 7 different things having to do with bicycles. They fought about round tin objects, lids, water, other liquids, other things having to do with liquid, with containers. She said they fought about everything. He said, that's so. There was plenty they didn't fight about. See, even that he had to contradict. I'm sorry to hear that, Myers. Really, I am. The best thing you can do is keep your seatbelt on, as they say. High hat the hell hole, eyes to the front, and so on. Shoot the face of misfortune. She's moving out. Excellent. Better off without her, I say. No offense. Take moving day off. Listen, make moving day on the weekend. Make moving day next month. Let her move herself. We need you here this week. It's a mess in here. You've got your own projects. Projects. I've already left. Don't tell me things I can see, Myers. My eyes are on your vanished form over your desk. Where are you? Where are you phoning from? Syracuse. That's no vacation. That's a smudge. To be accurate, they had not fought about most things. Then he goes off in his own head. Then you hear, Myers, are you there? Myers? Yes. I'm not a difficult man, am I? No, you're not. We give standard allowances and perks. Discount parking, yes? I take the subway. I don't try to be an asshole. No, you don't. You put me in a difficult situation here. You've been working on the Smithson journals. This is a new account, your first project. You have been entrusted with this. You have been the point man. Anything to do with Smithson, you were pointed at, and you, in turn, points elsewhere. What is the point of having a point man I can't point to? No one else knows what is happening with Smithson. Smithson is due the day after tomorrow, so obviously no good for you to come back the day after tomorrow. Where are the files? Are the files on your laptop? Yes. I always bring my homework with me, work home with me, sir. Do we have backups here? The backups were in his briefcase. Safe in my briefcase, sir. What is the point of having files I don't have? I don't mean to drop the ball on this. You are throwing balls out the window. You are throwing other things out the window. Reputations, money, jobs, your job. Now, today is a bad day. Today you are in Syracuse. I want you to pack up that laptop, get on an airplane, come back to New York. That's going to be expensive. Same day fare, few direct flights. I will pay for it. That is my gift to you, my condolence card for your breakup. Get to the airport, come home, come here. Tonight you will stay in a hotel. On us, on me, dinner with me. Bring your laptop. We are here for you in your time of need. Are you hearing this, Myers? I am. Good. See you this afternoon. Okay, sir. Don't call me sir. Call me by my name. Myers hung up. He sat in the protective circle of light formed by the hotel, and by the present itself and those shown around him but illuminated nothing. He called the front desk. I'll need a taxi to the airport, he said. So then he goes on and has a few other different things happen. And this last bit I just have to finish with on this as far as the book goes. Myers got on an airplane. The entire structure of steel coated in plastic, artificial air, stalls and slots for jamming belongings or sliding oneself into, all of it cheap, partly broken, tacked down with child-proof levers. He seated himself on the aisle, departed along with the rest. They were all strapped down and inventoried. There was something very old in the seat next to him. Man, woman, rock. He couldn't settle on what. He scanned the paper, Coney Island crime, high winds in the south, war. He got ready to arrive in a country he'd barely heard of, to a language he barely spoke. He'd had college Spanish, yes, but he'd never expected to actually use it. To an unknown climate among other unknowns, because of course he was going to Nicaragua. Did you think he was going to give up, to go this far and give up? When he could go much, much farther? Throw himself out of the country? Embark on some dismal folkloric chase? And she'll do this, where she throws these things in, and I'm so surprised by what she's making happen. Some reviewers likened her style to Virginia Woolf or Samuel Beckett, and I can understand their reference to a certain waiting for Godot quality about it. But unlike two men sitting around waiting for something to happen, this trip is actually quite a ride in its own absurd way. It's nothing like a relaxing vacation. So just like with Seinfeld, I stayed with it, sometimes wanting to hide my eyes as bad decisions and resulting situations. Sometimes laughing, and sometimes, unlike the TV show, the tragedy of the strange series of events permeated the whole. But at the end, it was an extremely satisfying journey, and I wish there was going to be a new episode next week.